Who can remind us what we talk about yesterday? Who can remind us what we talk about yesterday? Yeah, no, you have the mic. Why are you not talking? Let me hear. Okay.
Yesterday.
Uber, subquery,
Hello.
city, and Windows function.
Window function. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So yesterday we talked about subqueries, cities, and window function. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so today we'll be wrapping up with uh stop procedure, and if time permits us, we'll also look at UTF. So UTF is also called user-defined functions, if time permits us. So see, this part is a bit complex. So please let's pay attention. If you are distracted, if you have a kid that is distracting you, please tell them that it is time for class. And if you are watching football, Chelsea, Arsenal, please, you have to put it aside as well. I also have to watch football, but because of your class, I couldn't watch football, so I have to come to your class. So please let's pay attention. Yeah, okay. So today, like I said, we'll be looking at two major topics. If time permits us, we should be able to cover the two topics. If not, we'll just work with the stop procedure. So we'll be looking at stop procedures and UDF, which is called what? User-defined function. So these are kind of complex, they are like advanced topics, but we just need to touch it so that you guys can have an experience. You guys are not inviting people. You are saying that should record. Invite others to join so that you guys will get recordings. So don't just attend class alone. Attend with someone. Bring people on board. Okay. So no, we're not doing many in our call today. We are doing everybody must attend. It is not the true must be choosing. Everybody must attend by 5 Okay, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's move. Let's move. So let me share my screen. Once you can see my screen, let me. So can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm coming. Give me a second. Okay, so like I said, we'll be looking at stop procedure and UTF today. So stop procedure is what's stop procedure? Actually, I don't know whether I'm not sure I have a slide for stop procedure, but let me check. Let me quickly check my folder. Let me see if I have anything for stop procedure. But I doubt it. Let me check. Okay, I think I have. Okay, so what's stop procedure? So let's quickly look at stop procedure. Okay, so a stop procedure is a prepared SQL code that you can save and use. Stop procedure offers several advantages, including improved performance, modularity, enhanced security. So these are the things that stop procedures help you to achieve. So what is stop procedure? Let's break it down. What exactly is stop procedure? So stop procedure is just like you writing a code. When you are writing a code down because you want to reuse that code. For example, now maybe you have a kind of repetitive tasks that you normally do. Maybe you are the one in charge of updating your database every day, right? You are the one in charge of updating database, and you don't want to be writing a particular code every time. So you can use store procedure to create a particular code. Then you will now be automating, not like a automating process, but you still do something manually, but you will have known that the code has been written down. You understand? So you are writing the code down. The only thing that you just be doing is just to be imputing the values. Then once you execute your store procedure, your database gets updated. So that is what we use store procedure for. So store procedure is the what? Is the code that you prepare a particular code that you can reuse it for a future or a later a future, right? So that is what store procedures is all about. So we'll just go into the SQL Server to look at some of the examples or where to use store procedure. So can you see my screen? Can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes, sir. I can see us.
All right, thank you. Okay, so let me copy these questions. So when you talk about store procedures, right? So you can use store procedure to do almost all, like you can use store procedure to do all the 4 functions of SQL. So we can remind us, what are the 4 functions of SQL that I mentioned when we started this class? Anybody? You can remind us the 4 functions of SQL that I told us when we started this class. I think I'm the one that took you the first class, so I still remember that I told you guys the functions of SQL. What are the 4 functions of SQL that we mentioned when we started this class? Anyone? Anybody?
Is it string function?
Okay. Thank you very much, Zane, Iyano, Lovett. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you very much. You guys, it shows that you guys are still following. Okay, so basically we have 4 major functions of SQL, which is what? To create, to update, to delete, and to what? To read. So those are the 4 major functions of SQL. So now what we are now saying is that we can use store procedure to create all these things, to insert, insert is part of the function. So that is modification, so sorry, that is to create, right? When you are inserting, it's more of like you are creating something new. Then to update, modification, to delete, delete your record, and to read. So you can use, store procedure to write, to do all these 4 functions or these 4 major tasks, to insert a new record, to update. So now we'll do all these tasks together and see how you can make use of store procedure. Right now, like I said, store procedure is part of your database objects. Even though you are writing a code, you are saving that code and it's part of what? It's part of your database object. So if you go to your database, if you have installed this database, this maybe market that I installed yesterday for you, that we installed yesterday. If you open this database and you go to your maybe market and you scroll down, you will see programmability. Can you see programmability here? When you click on the drop down, under the programmability, you see what? Store procedure. Can you see? Store procedure. And you see function as well. So this is the second part of what you want to look at, which is the UTF, user-defined function. So, but if time permits us, we'll talk about the function. If time does not permit us, we'll just stop at the store procedure. So you can see store procedure here. So this is what we want to start creating. We want to be creating a procedure. And you can see that procedure under your what? Programmability, under the store procedure. You start seeing the stop. You can see that at the moment, I don't have any store procedure here at the moment. For those of you that installed this database yesterday, under your own store procedure, you will see some store procedure here. I made a mistake. I should have deleted those store procedure. I didn't delete them. So that's why you might see it in your own. But you can delete them, you can drop them and recreate them if you want to practice. You understand? So you can say that there is nothing here under the store procedure. right, for me. So now let's start creating our store procedure. And let's see how we can reuse the store procedure. So now let's run our table. So let's say select all from what? From dev.products. So now you can see this table now. How many records do we have? How many records do we have here?
1,000. One.
1,561, right? We agree. 1,561. That's the total record that we have, right? So we have 1,561. 1,561. Now, what we say is that we can use store procedure to insert new record into what? Into the product table. So we want to use store procedure. How can you create a store procedure to insert a new product into the product table? You understand? So let's say that maybe love it, right? You are the one in charge of this database. And your manager said that, okay, maybe on a new day, on every day, or maybe once in a month, or maybe once in a quarter, your company used to have a certain product, maybe a new product that maybe they introduce, or maybe you guys are just started studying it. And you have to be updating the product table. It can be something on a regular, maybe on a daily basis, or maybe on a weekly basis. So you now want to start writing a script that will help you to insert the new record into your product table. So what we are saying here is that you can write a procedure so that you don't have to be writing the same scripts or the same code every day or every week that you are creating. You want to insert it. So you can write a sub procedure that can be doing that task for you. So anytime you want to input a new record, it is just the parameter. What did I say? It is just the parameter or the values that you'll be inserting it. You will not be writing the code from scratch all over again. Now, let's see how that works. So for you to create a store procedure, right? Want to create a store procedure. Now we have 1,561 record here, right? So for you to create a store procedure, we are going to say create what? Create procedure. So let's say dev dot insert new product. But we want to be inserting a new product into this our product table. Create what? Procedure dev dot insert new product. That's the name of this is the name of the procedure we want to create. And this is our DTL function. Now, to create a procedure, you must define your parameter. Hello. Let me see. Someone said I can't hear me. Can anyone hear me? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we are here.
Okay, so the person that cannot hear me, please, you might need to leave the class and join again. Maybe it's your network. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so what I'm saying is that if you want to create a procedure, you must what? You must define your parameter. What did I say? You must define what? A parameter, right? Now, if you want to insert a new record into the product table, what will be our parameter? Anybody? What will be our parameter? Or what exactly, if you want to insert a new record into the new product table, so what will you do? What are we going to do? Anybody? Can anyone guess what you can do? What will we do? Okay, maybe certain some people are sure. I hear you now. Okay. Okay, so I'm asking you guys a question now. So you want to insert, let's say that you want to create a new record into this product table. How will you insert the new record? Anybody? Okay, let me just ask you a question. If you want to start inserting a new record into this product table, how will you do that? Anybody? specify the header, name the header. Okay. Stuff. Okay. Yeah, you guys are. It shows that you guys are following. Name the field. Okay. Good. It shows that you guys are following. Fine. Now, in creating store procedure, we are going to create a parameter. So for all this header here, we will create parameter because to insert a new record into this new product, we have to define all this header, right? So we're going to say at product ID. So to define a parameter, it is the @ sign we always use to define a parameter. So whenever you use a @ sign, it means that it's what is a parameter. So we say ID. Then what is the data types of the parameter? So we say integer, comma. So the second one is what? At product brand. Product what? Product brand. What's the parameter? The parameter of this one is what? Is varchar, comma. The next one is what? Product name. Varchar. The next one is what? Products SKU is also what? So let's make it a varchar. Let's make it a varchar. The next one is what? At products retail price. So this one is what? It's a decimal. So this one is a decimal. And the next one is what? Product cost. The product cost is what? It's also a decimal. Also a decimal 18 commands. The next one is what? Product width. So let's use floats here. Let's use floats here. The next one is what? Is cyclable. That is what? Teacher. The next one is what? No facts. Then the last one, discount. Sorry, give me a minute, guys. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Please just give me like 2 minutes. I need to attend to something urgent. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Emmanuel, you asked a question. Yes, your question is correct. When you are updating, the data types must match. Emmanuel, have I answered your question? Have you get clarity that you want? Hello, Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you clearly. I hear you clearly.
Okay. I said if you are updating, yeah, definitely it must match the existing table. Yes, it must match it. So you are right on
Okay, sir.
that.
Okay, sir. Noted.
Okay, okay. But don't forget that the reason why we are defining our data type again is because we want to create a store procedure. On a normal day, if it is just me updating this table, I don't need to be defining data type again. But because I want to create a store procedure, that's why I'm defining the data type again. You understand? So just to be clear on that. Okay, so the last one is what? Discount price. Discount price. Okay, discount price. So now we have defined our parameter. So we have defined all our parameter. We have defined all our parameter. So we have defined all our parameter. So now the next thing to do is what? Is to now we now need to write the insert statement. So we now say insert into what? Who can tell us? Where are we inserting the key? Anybody? Insert into what? Is anybody following? Is anyone following? Insert into what? Can you hear you? Depth of products. What seconds? Okay. Yeah, good. So insert into dev.products, right? Insert into dev.products, right? Then you specify what? The column headers, right? You specify the column headers. So what I will do is that I'm going to copy the columns header. How will I usually copy? Okay, so headers. So let's copy the column headers. So let's paste this one here. So I will delete every other thing here. So put a comma. Okay, so we have defined all our columns headers, right? Insert into dev.products inside this one. Then we now say values. What is the value that we want to insert? So who can tell me what will be our values? What will be our values? Anybody? What will be our values? What will be our values? The name of a new parameter. Wow. Zeni, you cannot tell me that you are a new beginner here. Eh? You are not a beginner for you to get it right. You are not a beginner. right? Am I right or wrong? Yeah. Okay. So what we are going to put here now is what is the parameter that we have defined here. So I'm going to put all the parameters that we have defined here. So what I will just do is I will copy all this one here. I'll copy everything here. Then I will paste it here. Then I will now make them parameter that we define. Everything has to be the parameter that we define, just like Zeni has confirmed. So we make them parameter, make it a parameter. Okay, so we make them all the parameter. So you can see now, so you can, is there any question? Wow. If Jenny is a beginner, then I like your smartness then. You're very, very smart. That's cool. That's good. So now, we are going to put all the parameters here. So you can see at product ID, product brand, put all the parameter here. Then once you are done that, now let's create the procedure. So let's create the procedure. So let's create the procedure. So let's execute the procedure. So I'm going to create everything now. So let's execute it. Execute. There's a problem. Where is the problem coming from? Incorrect center near the word inserts. What's the issue? What's the issue with the insert statements? Insert into dev your products. Oh. Sorry. Sorry. So anytime you are writing a stop procedure, right? Anytime you are writing a stop procedure, there's a transaction code. There's a code that you must start with and must end with. So once you are done with the parameter, so you say as, then we now use this word begin and end. So there is these two words that you must use, begin and end. So you must begin and end. So these two must be within your within your procedure. So once you define the parameter, so the next thing to do is that you say as begin and end. You must begin your parameter, to begin the start of your procedure that you want to create, then end it. You must also end it as well. So now let's execute this. So let's execute it. Execute. So can you see command complete successfully? So we have executed this new, we have created this procedure. We have created this procedure now. We have created the procedure. Now, let's execute the procedure. If you refresh, let's refresh our database here, and you come to your database, you go to programmability, and you go to stop procedure. Can you see this procedure that we just created? Dev.insert new product. You can see the procedure here. You can see. So now let's execute the procedure. So let's execute the procedure. Let's see how the procedure will work now. So let's see how the procedure will work. So now let me select everything from the dev.products. Now, don't forget, how many records do we say we have? How many records do we have? How many records? You guys are not talking. All the 5 people that you guys are giving, like, I'm going to remove all of you. You guys are not active. Are you guys sleeping? Or some of you are watching ball already? All the people that have mic, they are not speaking. So what was not the purpose of giving you? Let's give other people that can talk the mic. Please, you guys should be talking. That's why I gave you the mic. Okay, so 1561, right? That is the total record that we have. Now we want to, instead of using the insert statement every time. We will not be using the insert statement to input record into this table again. We'll not be using what our stop procedure to be doing that. We'll not be using our stop procedure to be doing that. Now to use stop procedure to do that, we're not going to be saying select or doing any insert statement again. We'll now say execute. We'll say what? Execute what? Execute dev dot insert new product. Insert new product. That is the name of the stop procedure. Insert new product. Then we now need to put in the parameter. We now need to put what? The parameter. So you can see product ID. So put the parameter here. Let's say product ID is what? 1562, comma. Sorry, you need to put the hat. 1562, comma. The next one is brand name. So what is the brand name? So let's say the brand name is what should be the brand name? So let's say Coca-Cola. Let's say Coca-Cola is a brand name. Coca-Cola. So let's say product name is what? Let's say Coke. The next one is product SKU. Product SKU is what? Let's just give it a random number. A random number. Then the next one is what? Product retail price, which is, let's say 5.6 or 5.8. Then product cost is what? 4.9. Then product weight is what? Let's say 10.5, 10.657. Then recyclable, let's say 1. Yes, you can recycle the Coke bottle. Low fat, let's say yes, 1. It is low fat. Then discount price, let's say the discount price is what? Is let's say 2.5 or 2.1. So let's say 2.1. Now you can say that what we just put here is just numbers, right? Now let's execute this parameter. So let's execute this procedure. Execute. Can you see one row affected, right? Now let's now say select all from dev.product. So let's say select all from dev.product, execute. Now, how many records do we have now? How many records do we have?
152.
152. Meaning that we have updated this table with our stop procedure. So you can see now let's check the product. So let's say where product ID equals to 156. So can you see what happened? Something happened. Why did it just say C here? Okay. Okay, let me do something. Let me delete this thing and run the procedure again. Let's say delete from product where this one is equal to. So let's delete it. Something happened. So let's put this one into so let's put it in a quotation, in a string. Let's put it in a string. Okay, so let's run the procedure again. Execute. Okay, so let's run this one again. So let's run this one again. What happened? Something is still wrong. Okay, so who can tell us? I know the problem.
We did not specify the length of those bashers.
Good. That is the purpose. So it's also a what's it called? A way to learn, because some people too might, you might fall a victim of this kind of issues. So maybe you are saying, what is happening? Why is the sub procedure not giving you exactly what's supposed to be here? So the reason is because when I was defining my parameter, I did not define the length of the parameter. So that is why it's cutting those figures. So you can see that it just for cutting the first letter of those figures. So I did not define it. So let's define them. So let's say this is 50. So let's say this is 50 as well. 50. Let's say this is also, let's say this is 20. Okay, so now what we're going to do is that we're going to delete the stop procedure, right? So let me first, I will delete the procedure. So how do I delete the procedure? I will say drop procedure, drop procedure. What's the procedure name? So this is the procedure name. I'll copy this one and I will drop it first. So let me drop it first. So I will drop it, execute. So I'll drop it. Now let me create it again. So I will create it again. Execute. I've created it again. Now let me execute this stop procedure all over again. So let me execute it again. Let me execute it again. Execute. So you can see I've executed it. Now let me select this one now. So what happened? Okay. Another record was created. Okay, another record was created. So you can see now that we have, but this is not how it's supposed to be anyway. Okay, let me just do this. Let me just say delete from this one. Okay, I've done that. Then let me recreate this one now. Let me recreate this one. Execute. Select all from. So let's execute now. So you can now see we now have what 1562 Coca-Cola Co. You can see the execution. So we just put in the values inside this space. So let's do one more, just for you to understand it very well. So let's do one more. So let's say execute. What's the name of the procedure? This is the name of the procedure. Dev dot starting dot. So let's say this one is 1563. What's the name of the product brand? Let's say 7up. 7up. So the product name, let's say Pepsi. SK, product SKU. So let's say 8973652. So this one is, let's say 8.9, comma. Let's say this one is what 5.87, comma. Then so that let's say 12.90. That's in it. Recyclable. Is it recyclable? Yes. Is it recyclable? Yes. Is it low fat? Yes. Yeah, what's the discount? Let's say 3.5. So now let's execute this one as well. So you can see that it has executed. Now, if I try to run everything now, so you can see now that we have 163 record. Now, let's say where the 163, where the product ID is 163. So you can see now we have 7up, Pepsi. I made a mistake with the spelling here, so you can correct it yourself. So you can see all the values that are repeated here. It's a certain. So this is how stop procedure works with what? With the this is how stop procedure works with the what? With the insert statement. Are we clear? Are we clear? Do you all understand the concepts? Okay. I need more answers. Are we clear? Let me find. Airplane is fine. Route is fine. Any other person, are we clear? What about others? Very clear. Okay, so let's move on. So that is how to, use store procedure to insert a new record. Don't forget that whenever you want to use store procedure, you are not going to say select. You are using the execution code or clause to execute the store procedure. So that is that. So because of time and I'm a little bit tired. So I will just do one more example. I'm supposed to do all the examples for you, but I will just do one more example. So which example do you want me to do? Update, delete, and read. Which one do you want me to do? I'll do just one more example because I'm tired already. So I need to. So which example do you want me to do for you guys? Update, delete, or read? Which one more example do you want me to do? Let me see. Updates. Okay. What else? Okay, I think a lot of people are picking up this. One person picked it. I think most people are picking up this. Okay, so let's do updates then. Since most people pick updates. So let's work with updates. Okay, so if you want to, so now the question say that how can you create a store procedure to update the retail price of a product in the product table? So what we want to do now is that we want to create a store procedure. So let's assume that the price of a particular product used to change every time, and you want to be having the update of that product as soon as possible. You want to be updating that product as soon as possible. So let's say that the product of a particular product used to change, or there's a frequent change in your product price. The product price does not stay, constant. You want to be changing the price every time. So you can use stock procedure to create a procedure for you that will just be helping you to, whenever you want to execute, you just execute the procedure and your database will automatically update. So let's see how we can create that procedure with update. So we say create procedure. So it says create procedure. Create procedure. So let's call it what? Dev dot update price. Update price, right? Dev dot update price. Now, to update a price, we know that what we know is that to update a particular price, it must be associated with what? With a particular product. And don't forget that every product has what? Has a unique product ID, isn't it? So every product has a unique product ID. So we're going to say define our parameter. So we say product ID. Then we'll now say integer. This is our data type, right? So product ID integer. Then we'll now say as what? Begin. So we say begin and end. So we'll now say update what? Update dev.product where what? Sorry. Set what? Set product retail price equals to what? Equals to this parameter. Equals to so we need to define the parameter as well. The values that we want to define, the values that we want to bring in here as well. So we need to add one more parameter. So let's say let's say hold on. Set product retail price equals to okay. That will be product retail price at product retail price. Okay, which is also which is a decimal. Let's say 18,2. So now our parameter here will now be what? Will be this. Our parameter here will be this. So we'll now say where product ID equals to what? This parameter, right? So I hope you understand it. So now let's execute this procedure now. Let's create this procedure. So let's create the procedure. So execute. So you can say now we have created this procedure, right? Now, let's check a particular product. So who can tell us which product should we check? So let's say select all from dev.product. So which product should we check? Someone should give me a product ID that you want us to check. Someone should get me a product ID that you want to check. I need the product ID name. Give me a product ID that you want us to check. 1563. Okay. 1563. So dev.product ID, where product ID equals to 1563. Okay. So what's the product? What's the price? 8.90. So what should we change it to? What do you want us to change the price to? Let's say that the price has come down or the price has gone up. So what should we change the price to? 10.5. Okay. 10.5. Okay, it's fine. So you want us to change product ID, which is 7 or 1563 to what? To 10.5, right? That means that the product retail price here will be 10.5, not no longer 8.90. Okay. So now we are going to use the store procedure that we create now to do that. So now I will say execute what? Dev.product update price. Dev.update price, right? That's the name of the procedure. Now, what is the first parameter? Our first parameter is what? Is the product ID, which is what? Which is what? What's the product ID?
1563.
1563. Okay. So which is 1563, right? Oh, sorry. 1563. Comma. Then what is the product retail price? 10.5, according to what someone suggested. So now let's execute this procedure. So let's execute it now. Execute. Can you see one row affected, right? Now let's check the. So you can see now. So now let's check where product ID equals to 1563. So can you see now? Product retail price is what? 10.50 from what? 8 point something before. It has now changed to what? 10.50, because that's what we update it to. So you can change it, change it with your so you don't need to be writing the procedure, writing your update code every time again. So what you just need to be doing is what? Is to use your stop procedure to be executing it, to be updating the table. Is that clear? Are we clear? Is that clear? No answer. Does it mean that we are not clear with?
Yes, sir.
very clear. Okay, good. So that is how to use store procedure. So do that. Not sure if I have the energy to continue this class again. Okay, so let's see if I can. Let me do one example on the UDF, if I will be able to do it. So UDF is, so you guys should go and do. You guys should go and you should do this the remaining two yourself. Hmm? Do the remaining two yourself. I will drop the question for you on the team chat. So do the remaining two yourself and send your answer on the group chat on the Discord channel. So do the remaining two. How can you create a stop? What I just need is your stop procedure. So send your stop procedure on how you can use. So you are going to delete the new record that we had there, 1563 and 1562. So delete it. Then how you can use stop procedure to read to read a database, right? So do these two tasks and send it on the Discord channel. I'll be expecting that. Let me see if I still have the energy to do this last one, which is the UDF. Okay. So for UDF, right? UDF is similar to stop procedure, but not exactly stop procedure, because when it comes to UDF, you cannot what? You cannot create, you cannot do data manipulation, data modification, and all with UDF. You can't do that with UDF. So UDF is just like saying that you are creating a kind of functions in your SQL that you can always reuse that functions, make reference to that functions anytime. Do you understand? So that is what UDF is all about. So UDF is not like stop procedure that you can use it to update, modify, that you can use it to update, modify, and do some other, functions of the SQL. So we have two types of UDF. What did I say? We have major two types of UDF. I'm not sure if I will be able to cover the second part. I will just cover one. Then the second part, you have to go and do your research on how to use it, on how to get it done. So I only do one. I only do the first one. So we have two types of UDF. We have the scalar user-defined function. What did I say? We have the scalar user-defined function, and we also have the table-defined function. We have what? The table value UDF. Table value UDF, right? Those are the two types of UDF we have. So for scalar user-defined function, it can only return one single value for you. For what? For a scalar user-defined function. Scalar function returns just what? A single value. But if you are using the table value function, that one can return what? Multiple value for you. You can see return multiple value and behave like normal table. So table value UDF can return multiple value and behave like a normal table for you. But for the UDF, which is the scalar, that one can only return what? Just a single value for you. So I will just be doing an example on the scalar, and you guys should, I will give you as an example, as an exercise to do the table value, or to go and learn about the table value yourself. So let's see how we can create a UTF with what? With sorry, give me a second. So let's see how we can create a UDF with how we can create UDF. Okay, so let's move on. So please confirm you can still see my screen and you can hear me clearly.
Yes, sir. Can see your screen.
I'm coming. Okay, so let's see how we can create the scalar user-defined function. Let's see how we can create the scalar user-defined function. So I'll click on so let's create it here. So let's create it in UTF scalar. So let's say scalar UDF. Don't forget I said that this one can only return what? A single value. Can only return a single value. So scalar UDF. Now to create a scalar UDF, which is user-defined function, to create your UDF, just like the way we create procedure, you also use that methodology to create. So what's the requirement to create this store procedure? So let's look at a question. So write a scalar user-defined function. Let's take this question here. So write a scalar user-defined function. Name calculate revenue. Now, like I told you yesterday, nobody will tell you to create a user-defined function. Nobody is going to tell you to create a store procedure or use CT or use subquery. You will be the one to know when to use all these functions. Nobody is going to tell you to use them. You understand? So hey, have that in mind. Now, write a scalar user-defined function. Name calculate revenue. That product ID integer, the ID of the product, the function should calculate and return the total revenue for each product. Can you hear? You should return what? The function should calculate and return the total revenue for each product. So we want to create a function that is going to be creating the total calculation for each of the products. You understand? So let's see how we can create that one. So let's see how we can create it. So I'm going to say create function. So now, the other one was what? Create procedure. So this time around, it is what? It's what? Create function. So we say create function, dev dot what? Revenue. Let's say calculated revenue. So we say create function, dev dot calculated revenue. Then we now say so our parameter is what? Product ID. Product ID. Even at this point, we only need product ID as our parameter. We only need what? Product ID as our parameter. Because we want to get the total revenue for each of the products. So we only need product ID as our parameter here. If we need to, to modify the parameter, we will come back here to come and modify it. Okay, so now we are going to, so now you will see that there's a bit difference between functions and procedure. Now, when we are writing procedure, you see that I did not put brackets in front, at the front of the parameter. But in this one, you have to put in, brackets or parentheses in front of them. If you are writing multiple parameter, maybe you have another parameter, like let's say at quantity, right? So you also put the parameter inside the same bracket. You just indicate, use a comma to separate them. You understand? So like that. If you have many parameters you are creating, you put everything inside the same bracket, not individual bracket. I hope that is taken. Okay, so let's remove this one. So now we're not going to say, after defining your parameter, you have created your parameter. So the next thing we are going to say is that we are going to say return. What do we want to return? So we want to return decimal. Our final output is going to be what? Decimal. Our final output is going to be what? Decimal. So we're going to say return decimal. Then we're going to say as what? So as, just like the way we have it the other place. So as what? As begin and end. as what? Begin and end. So so now we now need to write our this thing, our stop procedure inside this place. So we need to write our stop procedure inside here. So now what is our procedure now? So we are not going to say declare what? We are going to declare. We want to declare. We are going to say declare we want to declare our revenue. You know what we are looking for is total revenue. So we want to say declare total revenue. So we're going to say at, which is another parameter that we want to declare here. We're going to say total revenue. Total what? Total revenue, which is our final parameter. We're going to say declare, so decimal. We want to declare it as a decimal, 8,2. So we want to declare this one as a decimal. So declare it as a decimal. So we are declaring what? Total revenue, because our output, what we want it to be is what? Is a decimal. So that's why we are declaring this one as total. We want to declare total revenue, which is our what? Our final output. We want to declare our final output, is total revenue, as a decimal. So now the next thing that we're going to say is now is what? We are not saying what? Select what? So we say select at total revenue, which is this one. Select a total revenue, which is this one, equals to what? So we have to say equals to what? Equals to what? Who can tell us what will this one equals to? What will the total revenue equals to? Can anybody tell us? Anyone that is very, very smart? Who can tell us what will the total revenue equals to? Anyone? Anyone? Some even the 30 people that are choosing, some of you guys have even left. Some people are not choosing again, they don't tire. So are we still following? Are we following? Are we following? Okay. So who can help us out? What will be inside this total revenue equals to? What will be our equals to? So what will be our equals to? You guys are following, but you're not answering me. Okay, just to save our time. So I will say sum. So sum what? Because we want to find total revenue, right? So sum what? Sum products retail price. Product retail price multiplied by what? Multiplied by quantity. Multiplied by quantity from where? From let's say dev dot transaction, which is T, join what? Join dev dot product, which is P, on P dot product ID equals to T dot product ID, right? So we now said equals to T dot product ID, right? So the next thing I will now do is what we now said so we now said here so because we want to find for each of the products, don't forget, we want to find for each of the products. So we now say that where what? Where P dot product ID equals to what? What will this one equals to? Can anyone assist us? What will this one equals to? Equals to what? Equals to what? Anybody? Equals to what? 1563. Hey. where is it? Sour, you have put this 156 TV on your head. We are done with 156 TV. Huh? You have put, you remove 156 TV from your head, please. So that it's not anything you are doing now, you'll not be seeing that it's 156 TV. So you guys are wrong. This parameter, you see this parameter, that is what you're going to put here. You're going to put this parameter here. 156. Where are you saying 156? So we're going to put this parameter here, where P the product ID equals to what? This parameter. This parameter, we are putting it here. We are putting the parameter here. So that's what we want to be create. What we want to do is that we want to automate to be creating a function that is going to be giving us the total revenue for each of the products. For each what? Each of the products. So we're going to put the parameter here, right? Then I will not say return what? But what are we returning? We return our total revenue. Return total revenue. So we return the total revenue, then we end the transaction. Okay, we already have end here. So we end. So it end here. You can see that it's end here. So now let me explain this thing again. Let me explain it again. Let me explain all over again. What we want to do is that we want to create a function. We want to create a function that is going to give us the total revenue for each product. For each what? Each product. And you know that there is nothing like total revenue before. We need to multiply product retail price and quantity together to get a total revenue, right? To get total revenue, we must multiply what? Product retail price and quantity together to get what? To get total revenue. Now, what we now want to do is that to ensure that, okay, we are getting a total revenue for each of the products, we need to use a parameter here. So that's why we say that where P product ID equals to what? This particular parameter. You understand? This is the parameter. So we cannot start slotting in any value when we want to execute it. Just like you are saying 1563 or 1561. It is when we want to execute the parameter, that is when we will be putting those figures that you have the product ID that we are mentioning, not in this in this function creation. I hope you guys understand. Now let's execute this. Let's execute this function. So execute. So now we have created this function. We created the function already. Now let's now see the function in action. So let's say execute. So execute what? This procedure, this function rather. So execute this function. So now, what do we want to get? We want to get what? The revenue, the revenue for each of the what? Each of the product ID. So now let's put so let me put 1563 here. So let's say 1563. So let's put it here. Let's execute. Okay, I think there's a way this sub procedure is being executed. This function is being executed. Let me check. I've forgotten how you execute it. Okay, select all from. Okay. Select. Okay, so what we'll do is that instead of saying execute, so we say select. So select this one. So let's execute it now. Null. Have we deleted? So, okay. Let's say 1561. Let's say 1561. Null as well. Wow. Why is it saying null? Let's say 10, not 10. Okay. So now you can see now for product ID 110, you can see that we have this is the what? This is the total revenue for it. If you change it to, let's say, maybe product ID 200, let's say product ID 200. So you can say that the value is changing. You can say that the value is changing. So you can say that the value, if I say, oh, product ID 1, what is the total revenue for product ID 1? And I execute it, you see that this is the total revenue for product ID 1. And if you keep on changing it like that, you keep on having different value for different product ID. Is this clear? Are we clear with this? Are we clear? Are we clear? Hey. Okay, Manuel is clear. Who else is clear? Are we clear? I need more response. Yes, okay, Lopez says yes. So I need more response or thumb up. If you understand it, you can rehearse, you can thumb up if you understand it. You cannot type, just rehearse if you are clear with the explanation. Okay, Faith is clear. Okay. So quite a number of you guys are clear with it. It's fine. So that is that on stop procedure on UDF and stop procedure. So this is UDF. UDF is different from stop procedure because when it comes to UDF, you can only use it for creating a function. So it's like say you have created, you created a function that will be doing a multiplication for you already. What you just need to come and do here is to come and put in the parameter. And the parameter is because we put it in the where clause here. So that is why the parameter is now working. If I put any value here, maybe I put like 450. This 450 is a product ID. You understand? If you want to know the product name, probably you have to do select all from dev.products, right? Here, products ID equals to 450. Let's execute. Now you can see the product ID is what? 450. Product name is what? Red Wing paper plate. Now, if you want to know the revenue of this product, you want to know the revenue. What is the revenue? 1,644. So how do you get this revenue? Can anybody tell us how do we get this revenue? Just tell me the formula to get this revenue and explain how we do it. How do you get this revenue? Anybody? How do you get the revenue? Anyone that can explain it to us? How do we get to the revenue? Anyone? Can someone explain how to get the revenue? How we get the revenue? You forget about the stop procedure or the UDF. Forget about the UDF. Just explain how we calculate the revenue. Just explain how we calculate the revenue. That's all. Anybody? Anyone? Nobody? Wow. Interesting. Product retail price multiplied by quantity. Yes. So to get the revenue, you multiply what? The quantity. So where is the quantity coming from? Where is the price coming from? Where is the quantity coming from? Where is the price coming from? So you realize that the quantity and price, they are not from the same table. We only have price here. The quantity is in what? In the transaction table. So that is why when we are creating our UDF, we do what? We join. That's why when we are creating our UDF, we join. You can see we join two tables together. Join transaction tables together with our dev.product ID. So then we now say that, okay, where product ID equals to this parameter. So whenever we change the parameter, when we change from 450 to, like, let's say we change it to 50, that's why you see that the values also change as well. See that the values also change as well. So that is how, UDF works. So I will leave you to go and do your research on the second UDF, which is the which is the table function UTM. I'm so tired already. So I spent a very long hours in church, coming back from church. I had the meeting again, so come to your class. So I'm already tired. So sorry guys, I won't be able to take you through the last part of this. So you guys should do your research on the scalar value function. It's not that hard. I won't say it's simple, but it's just to understand how it works, for you to understand how it works. So I'll give you that as an assessment to do. Let me see. Okay, let me just copy the question for you. Or I can even copy the entire things for you, the solution for you. If you have the database, I'll copy the entire solution for you. So just reference it and just reference it. I've copied the solution for you, and you can copy it and paste it in somewhere else whenever you are trying it out. So copy it from your charts and store it and save it somewhere else. For those that do not have access to the charts, you can tell people that have access to it to copy it for you and send it to you on the Discord channel. So you can have the solution as well. So again, we have come to the end of our SQL class, and by God's grace, next week you guys will start Power BI. We'll just do Power BI for 2 weeks, and I think we're almost coming to the end of the section already. Any other thing that is going to come, or there's going to be some other activities after. There's going to be a kind of activities that's coming after the your section that you guys also need to attend that section, because it's going to be like a kind of grand finale for your section as well. But the only thing that I'm going to emphasize, so let me stop recording so that we don't get the video longer than expected.